Hello viewers, welcome to Diagnostics. Dio here. Today we have a 2008 Toyota Avalon with a 3.5 liter. The customer complaint on this vehicle is the check engine light remains on the dash while the engine is running. The customer also stated that the vehicle is shaking a little bit when it's being driven down the road. So the first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna go in the vehicle and confirm the complaint. After confirming the complaint, we're gonna connect a scan tool to the vehicle to see what kind of trouble codes we have in the engine computer that's causing the check engine light to remain on while the engine is running. So now let's confirm the complaint. As you can hear, the engine is running and the check engine light is flashing. Okay, and the vehicle is shaking. I don't know if the camera is gonna pick it up, but right there, as you can see, this is a sign of a misfire. We might have one cylinder or multiple cylinders that are misfiring. So we're not gonna let the engine run for a long time because that can damage the catalytic converter. So I'm gonna turn off the engine. We have confirmed the customer's complaint. So now I'm gonna turn the key on. I'm gonna connect the scan tool to the vehicle. After I get the scan tool connected, I'll bring you guys back up. Alright, I got the scan tool connected to the vehicle. So we're gonna scan the engine computer. So let's do a code scan. Let's scan all the control units and see what we got. We have one trouble code in the engine computer, P0304, cylinder 4 misfire detected. And the same code is also saved in the engine computer as a history code. Okay, cylinder 4 misfire detected, P0304. And we have it down here again as a pending code, but this time we have two codes over here, P0304 and P0174, system 2 lean bank 2. Okay, so let's scroll down and see what else we have. We don't have any trouble codes in these control units, so that's good. We have one trouble code in the BCM, two codes in the HVAC control unit, two codes in the TPMS control unit, and one code on the generic side of the tool, P0304. Okay, so the same trouble code is also set on the generic side of the tool. So that's good to know. We are going to focus on the engine computer. I'm gonna focus on my misfire code. I'm not gonna focus on the lean code because this misfire code can cause the lean code to be set. And the misfire code is usually caused by three things: lack of fuel, lack of spark, or a mechanical problem in a cylinder. So in this case, since we're talking about cylinder 4, we could be missing spark or fuel or a mechanical problem in cylinder 4. Now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna crank the engine. We're gonna listen to the engine cadence as the engine is cranking, okay? If we hear any inconsistency when the engine is cranking, that can be an indication of a mechanical problem. I'm gonna do that by putting the engine in clear flood mode. So I'm gonna get the scan tool out of the way. I'm gonna step all the way on the accelerator pedal. So I'm gonna push down all the way to the floor. So this will prevent the engine from starting. Okay, since this is a push button, I'm also gonna step on the brake at the same time on the brake pedal. So now I'm gonna crank the engine. Oh, this is not working. So let's do it once again. So it looks like we can't put this engine in clear flood mode. Let's try it once again. Okay, no. Okay, this is not working. We can't put this in clear flood mode. Now, clear flood mode works on some vehicles Sometimes it doesn't work on other vehicles, okay? Now, based on how this engine revs up, I don't believe we have a mechanical problem, because if we had a mechanical problem, we would have a dead miss. This feels like a fish bite misfire. It's not really severe, okay? I can feel it gently, but it's not really severe, okay? So now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna turn off the engine. Okay, so let's bring up our scan tool again. So now let's back out. Let's figure out where cylinder number 4 is on this vehicle. So let's go to guided component test. Let's go to engine, ignition test, component info. Okay, so here is our firing order. Okay, so this is the front of the vehicle. So cylinder 4 is going to be the cylinder in the middle in front of the vehicle. Okay, so on the first bank, I mean the second bank, because the first bank is going to be the bank against the firewall, and then the second bank is going to be the bank in front of the vehicle. So the bank in front of the vehicle, the cylinder in the middle, is cylinder 4. So we got lucky. This is really easy to get to, okay? Because the other one is covered by the intake manifold. So we can get to this cylinder very easily. What we're gonna do is, since we said that a misfire can be caused by lack of fuel or lack of spark or a mechanical problem, right now we're gonna rule out the mechanical problem. We're going to focus on fuel and spark. Let's go under the hood and access the ignition coil over here on cylinder number 4. We're gonna swap these coils, okay? So we're gonna check spark first. We can swap the coils, or we could use a spark tester to test the coil on cylinder number 4 to see if it's working, okay? So let's go under the hood and check the coil on cylinder number 4. We are here under the hood. Dang, it doesn't smell good down here. It smells like cat poop. Oof. So this little tube is disconnected. Okay, so cylinder 4 should be the cylinder in the center over here. So we're gonna remove the engine cover. What the heck is this? Holy cow. Do you see that? Man, someone has been living here. Look at this. So this here is cylinder number 4. Anybody here? Man, check this out. Man, somebody was living here. Oh, here's the problem, guys. Guess what I found? Look at this. Check this out. So here is our injector on cylinder number 2. Look at the wire. You see that? Man, I can't even breathe down here. So I'm gonna clean this off and then I'll bring you guys back up. I have cleaned the mess that we had over here. So here's the problem. It really smells bad around this engine. Jeez. So I see mice poop over here. You see that? Look at that. I see more over here on top of the throttle. So it looks like this vehicle was sitting. Okay, man, I can't breathe here. This thing stinks. All right, so we're gonna have to fix the wiring of this injector, okay, to fix our misfire problem. And we're also gonna fix the wiring of this injector because it looks like these guys were just chewing these wires away. You know, look at this one, even this one a little bit. Okay, I mean, they didn't chew the wire, but just the loom. Okay, I'm glad they only chewed this side, which is kind of easy to get to. Okay, because if they had chewed the bank behind there, that was gonna be a pain in the butt. Okay, so we're gonna fix this wiring first. I'm gonna fix the wiring off camera, and then I'll bring you guys back up so we can verify our repair. I'm sure once we fix these wires, the misfire is gonna be fixed and this vehicle will be good to go. I'm probably gonna recommend doing a tune-up on this because, as you can see, this vehicle has been sitting for a while. You know, I see mice poop everywhere. Look at this. Okay, so I'm gonna recommend a tune-up. If the customer gives us the go-ahead, I'm gonna replace all the plugs. We're gonna clean it up. It's also gonna need a new battery. We're gonna put a new battery on it. We're gonna clean up these battery terminals and we're gonna ship it out of here. Before I fix the wiring of this injector off camera, I wanna show you the new injector connector that I got from the parts store. As you can see, this wiring has been chewed up by mice. So here is our injector connector. This is the part number here. So this is what I'm gonna install. So here is our injector connector. So I'm gonna replace this connector. Okay, so I'm gonna install this one and fix this wiring. And after we fix the wiring, this will be good to go. Okay, so I'm gonna fix the wiring off camera. Fixing the wiring over here is really straightforward. I'm now gonna show you the boring part of fixing the wire. I'm gonna do that off camera and then I'll bring you guys back up. I have fixed the injector wiring. I replaced these two injector electrical connectors. I fixed the wiring and then I put the wires in this wire loom. As you can see, we're good to go. So now I'm gonna connect this one. Okay, so nice and clean. Now here are the old connectors. Look at this. As you can see, this was chewed up, and this one also, you see that this was chewed up as well. Okay, and this is the other wire. Okay, so I removed these two and I installed these, so we're good to go. So now let's go in the vehicle and start the engine. Let's see if this engine is gonna stop misfiring. So as you can hear, the engine is running. The engine sounds good. Our check engine light went off. I didn't erase the trouble codes. The check engine light went off by itself, so that's good. Okay, this is a good sign. The engine idles well. The vehicle is no longer shaking. So this is fixed, guys. Let's connect the scan tool to the vehicle and scan the engine computer once again, just to double check before we wrap up this video. I know this is fixed, but let's scan the engine computer one more time before we end the video. So I'm gonna turn off the engine. Let's turn the key on. I'm gonna get the scan tool connected. So we got our scan tool connected. Let's scan this and see what happens. The scan tool has identified the vehicle. Everything looks good. So now let's do a code scan. This is going to scan all the control units on the vehicle. So right there, we got 0 codes in the engine computer. So this is good. This is fixed, guys. I can already tell based on how the engine is running that this is fixed. But I wanted to scan the engine computer once again to make sure that we don't have any codes in the engine computer. So this is fixed. Okay, so we have fixed what we were hired for, so that's good. I'm gonna get the scan tool out of the way. Let's start the engine one more time. Alright guys, so this is good. I don't even have to test drive this. This is fixed. The engine runs great, so we're good to go. So now let's turn off the engine and wrap up the video. Let's put the engine cover back on before we wrap up the video. So that's good. Alright guys, so I'm gonna leave this right over here. This vehicle is fixed. This was a quick and easy one. What was causing this engine to misfire was chewed up injector wires by mice. Mice got under the hood and they chewed up the wiring of the injectors, and that caused the misfire. So we fixed that, and now everything is good. The engine runs great, so we're good to go. I'm gonna leave this video over here. I hope you like the video. If you like the video, give it a thumbs up. If you don't like the video, give it a thumb down. But if you do, you gotta tell me why so we can make better videos in the future. If you have any comments, questions, criticism, leave them in the comment box. Now, since this vehicle has been sitting, I'm gonna recommend doing a tune-up. I will let the customer know. Doing a tune-up is gonna be optional because right now the engine runs great. It's no longer misfiring, but since it's been sitting, I'm gonna recommend replacing the spark plugs. Doing that is optional. She may or may not do it, but I'm gonna recommend that. And if she gives us the go ahead, we're gonna go ahead and replace the plugs. And after that, we're gonna deliver the vehicle. Okay? So this was a quick fix. I hope you liked the video. Thank you for watching. See you next time.